Technology influences culture and people as individuals. A topic to explore is technology as a control, specifically when it comes to television and smartphones. Technology and children, especially with TVs, is becoming a real problem. Not only has it changed the interaction that babies have and children have from used to be able to talk to their babysitters or parents, or not really talk to them, but at least have that interaction. Now, parents are putting their children in front of TVs and just letting that be the babysitter while they do stuff around the house. And that's causing a lot of loss of interaction and brain stimulants for the children. Technology has changed everyday operations because most jobs now involve technology or have been overtaken by technology. Just think about any market or Walmart or anything like that where the cashier job is now being replaced by a self checkout machine. Technology changes society by changing societal interaction. Less people are going to dinners and talking with one another, and more people are having dinner in front of a TV. Even if they're having dinner in front of a TV with their significant other or with their family, they're not having the interaction that they would if they were at a dinner table or out to dinner and talking to one another. Less people are also meeting in real life. There used to be cute meet stories about going to a coffee shop and meeting your significant other or going anywhere and meeting up just to talk. But now people are using sites like Match.com or apps like Tinder to meet people and try and find that special connection. My specific discipline of study is mathematics. Back in the day, mathematics used to be hand to paper technologies, and any mathematician from back in the day who sat there and wrote out proofs or calculations would be amazed at how technology is used today for mathematics. Now we can do quick calculations and more in depth mathematics just with the use of technology. Technology as a control has both positives and negatives. Children interaction with parents or humans or babysitters used to shape their learning and skill sets. In the University of Cincinnati, there was a study done that was motivated by the American Academy of Pediatrics, and it found that there should be no screen time, or at least it was recommended there should be no screen time or screen media viewing at all for children under the age of 2, and that for older children, parents should engage in viewing and interacting with their children about whatever the program material was. Unless technology is used with that interaction and stimulation, now it's just in the way of human interaction, especially with children. And that's one of the negatives of technology as a control. There are some positives, though. TV shows can be very informative and filled with information that can help people learn or teach people about different things. And there are technologies like the one in the image in the background, like microscopes, that help in the teaching and learning of different sciences or different bodily parts or medical aspects or anything like that. So there are positives to it. But to go back to the negatives, it's also unhealthy. It can negatively impact social skills, but as it can also negatively impact health benefits. And it's not healthy for people to be on their phone all of the time. Emerging technology like robots or Alexas or Suris or anything like that, Samsung has a smart things technology. They're bringing societal issues like human interaction into play. It's becoming unreliable for people to rely on their own human interaction or human skills. That's Samsung Smart Things. That's being used to turn on lights in a house. It's being used to turn on ovens when you're not even home to cook your food. It's being used to bring your car around to the front of your house when nobody's even in the car driving. Siri is being used for anything and everything that people can think of, to send text messages, to tell them directions, to look up things on the internet. It's becoming harder and harder for people to rely on their own human skills, because if they're using technology for all of these aspects, how are they going to be able to do anything on their own? The issue that I want to discuss is smartphones' impact on human health. Smartphones were originally considered a great benefit, but now that it's becoming more and more apparent that there are negative health issues and non-benefits occurring. Using smartphones all of the time can strain your eyes. The joints in your fingers from holding smartphones and using like your thumbs to text and that sort of thing is being affected. And your neck joint from looking down at your phone all of the time is going to become really painful. And it's not going to be beneficial as kids are growing up and they're constantly straining their eyes and putting pressure on their neck. The issue is about ways that it's negatively impacting health, other than just these physical aspects that you can tangibly see. There's also electromagnetic waves that are being put into the brain while you're looking at your smartphone. Your upper extremities are being affected as well. The target population for this issue is parents, young adults, and teenagers. Young adults and teenagers are impacted because they're the ones using the smartphones the most. They're the targets for buying smartphones because they're tech savvy or they grew up with technology. Parents, however, are also being affected because it's affecting the way that they raise their children, when they give their children a phone, how much screen time they allot for their children, and more. A topic from class that goes right into the smartphones issues is health, biology, and technology. The way that technology affects health and biology specifically has to do with the use of smartphones and the frequency of this use. It brings this topic into real life and shows the true effects of it because smartphones are a part of most people's daily lives. In the image on this slide, you can see every person in this picture is using a smartphone, even the children, whether they're riding a bike, whether they're in a store, or they're walking, regardless of what it is, they're using their smartphone. If people have a hard time understanding this topic now, it's because they didn't understand how it applied to real life. But now that everybody is using smartphones so much, they're able to apply it to a real life situation. The frequency of someone's use of smartphones definitely has to do with the fact that smartphones are a part of everybody's daily life now. And that's why it's going to be so negatively impacting their health and biology. There's impacts on the target population that will show how they should or should not be using smartphones. It gives the option to how they can be beneficial because if they don't use a smartphone as frequent, then it's not going to have as much negative effects to them. If they're aware of the negative effects, then they may change the way or the frequency in which they use their smartphones. Personally, I think it's only going to get worse. Technology is constantly growing and changing. Most of the time, it's not changing to only to positively affect sales and be the next best thing. And in fact, it is not changing to benefit health. People are coming out with the next best thing, and as soon as that next best thing comes out, people are drawn to it and they want to have that technology, and the use and frequency is only going to increase. This picture alone shows several different types of technologies that are just growing over time. The more technology that we create, the more frequent people are going to use it, and the less it's going to benefit their health. My plan is to get people to cut back on usage. My recommendation is to make ads or campaigns that get people to see all of these negative benefits. Just some of these slides alone would show at least a few different pictures that would show people the benefits that they're losing, or at least show them the negative benefits that they're gaining. My other recommendation is to make smartphones less addictive. If you take away the aspects that are so addicting to smartphones and also just other technologies, then people won't want to use them as much. If you get people to see the benefits of social and human interaction again, as well as the benefits of outdoors again, they'll want to do those sort of things. They'll want to go outside with their friends. They'll want to play outside, and they'll want to be with other people. If we get people to cut back on the time that they spend on their smartphones, all of these negative benefits won't be as frequent and won't be as persistent. I think ads and campaigns are the best way to go. Just this little comic alone brings attention to the fact that this kid is so drawn to technology that when his mom tells him she wants him to go outside and play, he uses the window to continue to play his technology just so that he's outside as well. I think the implementation of this plan is to do a lot with ads. Have these ads show up on phones, use the technology to address the issue of the frequency of use. If you update smartphones to be less addictive, make less games, or make less abilities to watch TV or movies on the phone, it'll be harder for people to want to use it so much. Making them more outdated or older, the draw to use technology and use smartphones will not be there as well. Getting rid of crazy abilities that are addicting and make time to go outside and make time to do other things, taking away the internet on the phone, aspects of that nature will implement the positive aspects of technology. And I think programmers are a good start for making this technology less addictive. And with less technology, there'll be less negative health effects. The social interaction will grow. And these two pictures are perfect. Rosemary Wixom said, disconnect from technology and reconnect with each other. That's a great standing point for showing why technology isn't always great. And this little picture here shows the evolution of man, but then with technology, it goes back to where it started. That just shows